Have you ever think how a criminal is identified after an accident, natural disaster, arms conflict, death scene, and more? In this video, we will try to learn all about forensic physiology and crime scene investigation. Every person has certain features that make them radically distinct from others. Every incident, be it a crime, accident, natural disaster, armed conflict, or other, leave traces at the scene. Forensic psychology involves the application of psychological knowledge and methods to help answer legal questions arising in civil or criminal proceedings. Historically, forensic psychology was defined narrowly as the application of clinical psychological knowledge to criminal cases or questions in criminal justice settings. Duties and working of forensic investigators. The first police crime laboratory was established in 1910 in Lyon, France, by Edmond Locard. According to Locard's exchange principle, it is impossible for criminals to escape a crime scene without leaving behind trace evidence that can be used to identify them. That principle gave rise to the forensic sciences, which are the accumulated methods for developing and analyzing physical evidence from crime scenes. The crime scene investigation, which is often performed by experts known as crime scene investigators, CSIs, involves the careful gathering of such evidence, which is then analyzed at a crime laboratory. The duties of the crime scene investigation unit are to ensure proper identification, preservation, collection, transportation of evidence from the crime scene to the lab and to establish the chain of custody in order to maintain the integrity of the evidence. Therefore, only trained professionals should do the collection and preservation of evidence. These professionals are called crime scene investigators. The biggest hurdle in their way to a successful investigation is crime scene contamination. The different techniques that crime investigators use are photography, sketching, documentation, audio recording, video recording, blood, cell, or hair collection. History of forensics. In a forensic laboratory, different processes such as electrophoresis, centrifugation, polymerase chain reaction, etc. are performed for the identification of samples. Scientific and technological advances have resulted in the development of laser and alternative light sources that can reveal latent fingerprints, stains, hairs, fibers, and other trace evidence. For example, luminol, a substance that fluoresces when in contact with blood, is capable of detecting blood traces that have been diluted up to 10,000 times, making it useful for searching crime scenes that were cleaned in order to conceal evidence. Each firearm leaves individual markings on a bullet and case when it is fired. Such markings can be used to determine whether evidentiary bullets were fired from a suspect weapon. Similar techniques are applied to marks left behind at crime scenes by pry bars, screwdrivers, and other tools. Some of the basic of forensics are: toxicologists examine blood and tissues to ascertain the presence and quantity of drugs or poisons in a person's body. Serology is the study of serums such as blood and other human fluids. Identification of humans on the basis of lip wrinkles is a type of forensic investigation known as cheiloscopy. The science mind.